Yeah, but it's been 10 years.
What does that
get
mean?
over it, this, that. And so some of the things I'm seeing is
man.
Kawhi lost his dad, innit?
Yes.
People I look at his career and it's like
the situation's different.
No, Kawhi had his uncle step out, his dad's brother and shit, and he still got like, you know what I mean? Kevin Porter lost his dad, that was it. And also it's like, regardless, you can't put a time limit on. They both still made it to the NBA somehow.
That's a fact.
You're typing have both your dads. What have you achieved in life? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what have you done?
Is the mic good? The mic good?
Yeah, it's on. It's like a lot of these guys that can't jump, can't play no sports, yeah, jealous, because their whole thing is like shut up and dribble. But whether it's Kyrie, whether it's Kevin Porter, whether it's Lou Williams, like people are saying like Lou Williams needs to get traded and shit, and it's like
what?
Because he went to the strip club, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, Rudy Gobert
almost killed people with COVID.
The whole league.
Almost kill people with COVID.
Like, Lou Williams is like one of the best players in the... Lou Williams, as a sixth man, could start for any team and give your point guard nightmares about keeping his job.
I'm gonna be real with you. Before he got to the Lakers, I loved him on the Lakers. He was my favorite Laker. He was my favorite Laker because he was so focused on... Like, that was the season that Magic wanted to tank. We can say it now.
We're allowed to.
Right? That was the season Magic wanted to tank.
Lou
was like, no, I came here to win. What's this tank bit? I didn't come here to tank. They traded me.
Yo, there's tweets today because Lonzo Ball is on a trading block, and there's tweets today saying they should trade Lonzo for Lou Williams. Lonzo's way better. There's tweets today saying Lonzo's way better than Patrick Beverley as a defender. There's tweets saying Lonzo's the best. The best what? The best what? Guard, defender, like. Spider lit him up. Was it last night? I think Spider Mitchell lit him up. Like Lonzo was drafted higher than Spider.
Bro, is this the same guy that was faking injuries against Darren Fox? Is that who they're saying is better? Is this the same guy that was shooting from the top of his ear? And they're saying he's.
But what I'm confused is they're saying Lonzo is better than Patrick Beverley. The guy who publicly
embarrassed him
on a press conference and said. In his first game, I've seen the schedule. He's against me. I'm gonna lock him.
Yes,
and he said
that shit. Locked him. What are you talking?
And somehow you're better than who?
No,
because Lonzo threw some lobs and Zion caught them.
Bro, I
mean, Zion's good. He can catch any lob.
That man is amazing, by the way.
And then they're pushing predictions because this will never come from actual NBA stats. It's right. Be ridiculous, but prediction from fans and analysts. I'll try to put LaMelo as Rookie of the Year already.
Oh my god, bro.
Have you seen how the rookies are balling? Have you seen the numbers they're pulling up?
If it's not John
these guys?
Yeah, I don't care.
No, but what John did last year was crazy. But this year, have you seen what these kids are doing? Like, people don't want,
Wiseman to me.
LaMelo through and behind the backpack. Have you seen what these kids are doing?
Wiseman is...
Bro,
sorry.
This whole class is stacked.
Scary. It's scary. The way that man is catching.
And they're like, he should be Rookie of the Year because he passed nice. I'm like, yo.
Bro, the NBA is crazy.
The world is full of hype. That's how we got the situation with Trump and everything. Like, the world needs to chill. Hype. The world is full of hype. That's how we got all this, like, these Love Islands and all these other nonsense. Like, people, like, the world is so full of hype now that you're seeing the change in which people are so infatuated with hype that hype is taking over the reality. Right. Before, people just talk crazy to try and convince you. And they've done it so much they convince themselves now. Now people are talking crazy and they're dead serious. The world is full of hype, bro.
Bro, on that note, I want to address what's been going on just in the media as it comes to players. Specifically Kyrie Irving.
Uncle Drew.
That man is one of the most gifted players to touch a basketball. I always remember him in his best light. So when he dropped 54 points, like a week after Kobe passed, and he shouted Kobe out for that.
He's a mentor, man.
When he made Uncle Drew and gave us finally another dope basketball film. Main role lead, brought in people like Shaq and Reggie Miller and Lisa Leslie and all of those people, Nate Robinson, and brought his friends in to help him with that. Went back to his home cities, breaking Wilt Chamberlain's records, which nobody's talking about. Just just doing what he loves to do, and not only keeping it at that, but then on top of that, using the wealth and the access to wealth and the access to other things and resources to help us, which is what politicians should be doing. And we'll get to Cam and Biden.
Is that how you say it?
I'm saying it.
No, because some people said Biden, some people said Biden, and I'm just like,
I don't know.
Which one of y'all are right?
I don't know.
I need to hear him say his own name.
He probably not gonna say it. I'm gonna just say Biden. I'm gonna say it. He probably gonna keep.
Why he not gonna say his own name?
Because he's a clown.
Wow.
Anyway, we gonna get to them later, because all of this talk, and Kyrie Irving's done more than you in the last week. So all of this talk, all of this hype, which is what King Aries has just said, all of this stuff about a black first lady, which is stupid because Michelle Obama was, but nobody wants to address that for some reason. Everybody want to get hype over another black first lady when we've already had one, and we've seen the positives and negatives of that. I say that to say, rest in peace to the great Chadwick Boseman. Week before he passed, he's posting up selfies, he's traveling the world, doing what he wanted to do. And people couldn't understand the patterns of what this man was doing. Still working, by the way, still filming. I think one of his last films was The Five Bloods for Spike Lee, and then he did one more on Netflix, which I'm yet to watch. With
it's like period, it's like 1950s.
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah. I'm trying to find the time to watch it. Viola Davis.
Viola Davis,
yeah,
right? And this is why you have a partner. Week before he passed. Oh, what's wrong with him? You look sick. Why you ain't eating? Blah, 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 blah. Like he don't got a wife, like he doesn't have a family. Like the first people that would have noticed this would have been them.
Like he ain't rich and can afford all the food in the world.
And for some reason, people took the unmitigated gall and the liberty to keep reminding this man that he did not look well. And come to find out, he was not well. And he passed away. And as soon as he passed, then people gave him his flowers. Then people called him the king. Then people lifted him up. Then people said they missed him. When he was here, just off of general posts, the fact that he kept his issues private was a problem for the general public, and they felt the need to find some way to highlight something that he had been dealing with since 2012, 2013. In one way or another. Now we have another one of our black successful people clearly going through something, developing gray hairs almost weekly, by the way. Right? Because he's dealing with stress, anxiety, depression, and all these things. And if you listen closely, he highlighted it in his interview of him coming back. That man is clearly going through something. And all people could do was joke. Was tell him he needed to retire. Was tell him just focus on philanthropy. Was act like they had the right to tell him what to do and how to act, like he's not a grown man, like he's not a human, like he's supposed to be this basketball machine that does not have feelings, that does not have a mindset, that does not have emotions, that does not have a body. He's going through something and he wants to keep it away from the media. So PSA for anybody that still want to crack jokes on Kyrie Irving, if it comes out that he has a deadly disease, what you not going to say to him?
It's going to be, alright, prayers up, alright, people.
Right?
Yep.
If it comes out that his sister, that we all know he loved to the world and back, or his dad, that is his basketball role model, or his mom, or somebody within his close quarters has something wrong with them, how would we act? I need to know. Because right now it seems like the cool thing to do is to ridicule him. And Stephen A. Smith decides that the best option for him is to open his loud mouth and tell Kyrie Irving to retire. There's an analyst, a journalist sitting on ESPN telling a grown man who worked his backside off to get to where he got to and is dealing with things that he should just retire. Who born you well to ever open your mouth, especially when you are one of the few black voices on mainstream television with your own radio show where you could have addressed him, with personal contacts where you could have called him, with access and some way. You just did KD's show. You can't holler at KD and tell him, give him Kyrie's number. You can't holler at somebody that knows Kyrie. You couldn't do the right thing. You had to go right on air in front of the world, and it's garnered millions of views with your loud ass sitting there telling Kyrie Irving to retire based on information that you don't even have. That is wrong. I am personally not watching First Take or Stephen A again. I'm not doing it. I can't sit there and wait for him to continuously trash the people that are my examples of greatness. He did it with Kevin Durant. He did it with Kyrie. He's done it with so many other people. I'm tired. We need to leave Kyrie Irving alone. It's a personal matter. It's none of our business. Period, point blank. I just had to say that.
That's crazy. You know what's crazy? Stephen A can't have a job without them Kyrie TV and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're a sports analyst, so you can't analyze if they don't play the sport.
Right.
So I just look at stuff where it's like, you know, I clown people, we have fun, whatever. But when you're trying to take someone's livelihood, to put that out there,
Crazy.
To put that in the ear of the general managers and of the owners and of the coaches and stuff, to just put that out there, that thought, because an idea is the most dangerous thing.
Crazy, bro.
To be the person that puts it out there and be like, oh, he should retire. Now, I'm seeing so many people repeat that rhetoric now.
Yeah.
Because no one was thinking of saying that until Stephen A. Smith just jumped out the window with that nonsense.
Wild. Bro.
That's a weird thing. And he's just, at this point, it's like, I can't see the point of watching him because you're not getting sports being analysed. You're just getting opinion pieces and just ludicrous takes. Like,
ridiculous.
And for me, the thing with Kyrie is he's been away from the sport. We don't have that much information, but we all know where he is.
Yes,
we all know where he is. We know he's with family. No one's died that we know of. He's not involved in any crime. He hasn't stopped training.
Right.
He's not declining to play. Do you know what I mean? So all the things that you'd think. So there's a reason why the team is not like disciplining him.
Yeah.
It's the league had to fine him, and because obviously he missed games.
Right. And the COVID
thing.
Right.
But there's a reason why it's only the fans and the analysts that are burning Kyrie. Because the employer, like he's following the rules. They know what he is. He's taking the time off that he's entitled to. Do you know what I mean? I don't think a lot of people realize that these athletes are entitled to these things if there's an emergency or if there's a problem. Because so many athletes, when someone is dying or something big is happening, they decide to play on. So I think in a lot of people's minds, that's something you have to do. I don't think people realize that's a choice. That's a coping mechanism. Yeah. So I've heard some analysts say when they were playing and they were going through rough things or whatever, they would be on the court and that's how they would, play through it. That's how they would work through it. Me personally, when I was playing and I was going through stuff, I would go shoot. I would go shoot all night in the darkness, and that's how I'd work through it. But saying that, I'm not gonna jump on TV and tell someone else that's how they should work through it. Like, all these analysts are stupid. Like, first of all, that's how you worked through it, number one. And those were your little problems. You don't know how big his problems are. And he's not you. Yeah. And on top of that, you were never this good to have all these cameras and all these things on you. So you didn't even have the stress of people analysing you working through it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, no one cared when you were allowed to work through it. I look at the Kyrie situation, and I think of us. Yeah. As we grow within this podcast space and within our separate careers within music and battle rap and poetry and all our creative endeavors. Yeah. I swear I'm DJ Khaled these days.
Another one.
As we grow, into these spaces, these creative spaces, and gather new fans and new opportunities, and just try and we blow up and we become bigger and bigger. It makes me think like, are we ready for this? This is what's waiting. Because many times when you're trying to be successful in something media based, something mainstream, like podcasts and like music and battle rap, whatever, many times we perceive the salaries and the claps and the cheers and stuff. That's what we perceive. But this made me take a step back and look at the things that we may not be thinking about, where people we don't know will be sending us death threats. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, are we prepared for this? Like, people we don't know will have so much to say about our art. Like, me personally, and I know this is true for a lot of artists.
Yeah.
I'm sensitive about my art.
Yeah.
Like, there's only a handful of people that even get to hear something before I release it. Do you know what I mean?
Bro.
And one of them is here. Like, and even within those handfuls, different people get to hear different things.
Yes.
Not everyone gets to hear it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I create this stuff. I'm actually creating this stuff. I'm writing this stuff. Like, there's no Drake here, man. Like, it's real. Like,
Coming directly from here and here.
And I hope people got that what I just did. See how I just gave that dig at Drake? People are gonna do that to me. Like, you know what I mean? And with this Kyrie situation, it's like, shut up and dribble.
I don't understand that initiative.
If we try to come out of our space and fight for social justice and try to feed school kids and all these different things, you see what happens?
Bro, if Marcus Rashford,
they're gonna tell us, shut up and rap, or just shut up and podcast. And that's just like, I just hope anyone who should achieve something within media, within mainstream fame, just ask yourself, are you ready for this? And try and prepare yourself for these moments. Because when I looked at the Kyrie situation, I just looked at us and I just thought,
wow,
this must be such a terrible thing for Kyrie, but I still get to go on with my life for now.
Yeah.
And soon I will be in a Kyrie situation.
Can I answer you if your question of are we ready for it? Well, I believe we are, because for every person that loves us, there's going to be 10 people that don't. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's not a quote, that's just something that came up. So if you hear anybody quoting it, it came from me. I say that to say, like, they're shouting at Kyrie Irving because of what he does on the court. Bro, his handles is like magic. Like, he made a film about it. You gotta be pretty cool to make a film about how nice you are.
That's art.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
He's an artist.
And I say that to see now.
He's an artist. You made fun of that, right?
That little comment that you made right there shows that you understand his like expression.
They made fun of that when he said he's an artist.
Horrible.
Stephen A. as well, and everyone made fun of it. And it's like,
they don't understand that.
He doesn't just dribble a ball.
Thank you.
He studied the fundamentals. Anyone can do that. So he finds ways to engage himself, keep himself in tune, and also entertain the audience with the way he dribbles. As anyone that does anything in this world, you learn the basics of it. Once you learn those basics, when you're let go now to do that task, it's up to you if you're going to do it the basic way, which 99% of people do it. And you have that 1% of us who put our flair on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I have a freaking, like, golden beard, like, you know what I mean? It's just different things. Anyone can grow beards.
It's expression.
But I have a golden beard.
It's expression.
He wears do-rags. Anyone can wear hats or stuff on their heads, like, you know what I mean? But he wears dope-ass do-rags. It's like, in anything we do in this world, you can be the 99% that do it the way it's taught, and there's nothing wrong with that. You will succeed. And then there's the 1% of us that just have this fear, because we're artists.
Yeah.
So anyone who meets me and sees my beard already can assume that this guy is into some kind of, like, he's an artist. You know what I mean? So when I talk to people and they hear my music, they're like, yeah, I knew he was a singer. Like, I knew he was a rapper. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Anyone who meets this guy and sees that, right, this guy has all the do-rags. He's like Thanos of do-rags. Like, you know what I mean?
I still gotta get more.
So when he's biting their necks off in battle rap,
Yep.
they're like, okay,
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? And that's the same with Kyrie Irving. So when he dribbles a basketball, a lot of people can dribble a basketball. But the way he artistically dribbles the basketball, people look at him like, okay, yeah, he's an artist.
Way different. That like, there's only a few people in the history of the game that's dribbled the ball anywhere like Kyrie, and I don't even think I could find anybody that can dribble like him.
I mean, this guy falls down and keeps the dribble alive.
I've never seen it. I've never seen anybody like he's on his hip on the ground, and somehow, like, what type of center of gravity and balance do you have to be able to do something like that and still make the play? Wild. So give that man his space. We don't deserve to know what's going on in his private life. None of the media deserve to know. You know, the only people that know, that aren't tuning him alive, his teammates. That's it. And you never hear about it.
They've been so loyal.
You never hear.
Because half of them been traded and they're still quiet.
Yes.
Because they're on other teams in other situations.
Bro, you
never
hear about it because it's probably that personal. We don't got no right to know. We don't have no right to know, man. And we don't got no right to tell him how to handle things the way he's handling them. And to the people that say, oh, well, he's getting paid millions to play basketball if that's what he want to do. No, what you lot don't understand is he's still human, man.
And
that man's not a machine. There's going to be something that's going to trigger him in a certain way. There's something that's killing him that he don't want to talk about. Now, God forbid anything bad happens, we all gonna run back and say he's the best thing since sliced bread. I'm sorry, but I'd rather give him his flowers whilst he's here. Simple. So, Kyrie, we with you, bro. Praying for you, man. We hope you get through it. Do you know what I mean? Clearly, we know our people. We know. We've seen him when he's happy. We've seen him when he's joyous. It's not like that right now.
He's lost his mentor as well. Like, people don't understand, like, if Kobe was here, he would have an extra person to talk to. Like, people don't really understand how in the summers, in the off season, whatever.
Yeah, he's with
Kobe was training him.
Yes,
I mean,
he's with Kobe.
So it's like that's lost as well. That a lot of us have, quote unquote, almost gotten over because we're fans.
Yeah.
That's a real relationship.
That's his real mentor, for real.
He's not going to be where we are as far as getting over it in the space of time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He still has to deal with the family and the daughters and the wife. And it's like...
It's a great point.
My honest opinion on the Kyrie thing, first of all, I don't wish this, but I genuinely think something involving life or death is wrong.
Yeah.
With him or with his family. Because the emergency that he left, to be with the family
abruptly.
And I'm not wishing this, and I hope I'm wrong. But that's what I genuinely think, because this is so out of character, and people are talking as if it's not. It's so out. Kyrie's the ultimate professional. My general opinion on the whole Kyrie Irving situation is, people have two problems. People have a problem with someone having a different view. Since he came out with his flat earth theory, he's been enemy number one.
Yeah.
Which is weird because, okay, he believes the earth is flat.
So?
Gone. But it's really stuck with the need to attack him.
You're right.
Second thing I think is, people have an issue with fighting for social justice. Because I've seen this with the school dinner situation. The minute Kyrie, he's been doing this his whole life.
Yeah.
But he's a very private person. The minute he starts getting more people involved and vocalizing it, he starts getting attacked more. So my whole thing is, it's not about him leaving the team, I don't think. And it's not about, because has his stats dropped?
No.
Do you know what I mean? And there's literally players right now that are of no use to their teams. We have the Lonzo Bulls out there, and no one's attacking them this way.
Yeah, nobody's saying anything.
To retire. So it has nothing to do. Like, Kyrie's coming every night and killing. Yeah. Before this James Harden trade, everyone still expected Brooklyn to be the best thing since sliced bread.
Yes, bro.
The games we've seen. You see what I'm saying? So this has nothing to do with basketball. People have a personal problem. And this is not just fans, I think even analysts.
Yeah.
People have a personal problem with you having a different view.
With him having an opinion.
And people have a serious problem with you fighting for social justice. Because I see it time and time again. Whenever someone has a cause or whatever, people want to hang them. And I see it in every sport. I see it with movie stars. I see it with, whenever someone has a platform and then being selfish and they're just, you know, getting up to no good and committing crimes and having messed up relationships or whatever, the abuse is minimal. The minute someone wants to fight for a cause or anything,
it's a problem.
They get hanged.
It's a problem.
And that's my opinion. When I look at it, I just think, And that's what I thought, but when I thought about us.
Yeah.
We want to fight for equality. And that's not just with black. We want to fight for equality within the women.
Yeah.
I nearly said female. I was gonna get slaughtered.
No.
The women.
You're fine.
Like me personally.
Yeah.
If you give me a platform and you give me some money to help, I'm helping everybody.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And me looking at the situation, I can see how, that's going to be a problem. And I need to prepare myself to be the enemy now. That's going to be a problem. Because what it looks like is people are gatekeeping inequality. Whenever someone's in a power to actually make a change, people have an issue with that. A serious issue with that. And it's sad. It's really sad because you look at it, you just think, he's performing to the best of his ability.
Right.
In what he's being paid to do. And
we're using an off-court.
People asked him to retire, and we have another person who basically licked all the microphones and touched all reporters and gave the whole league a deadly virus that could have killed everyone.
Bro. And
there was never any sentence of Rudy Gobert should retire.
On top of that, the energy that Stephen A had for Rudy Gobert and the energy that he had for Kyrie Irving was completely different.
It's weird.
There's somebody that publicly on camera infected a whole room full of reporters, and reporters mingle with players and players mingle with other players, and we could have seen a lot of people die from COVID in the bubble because they were in a secluded, closed off place, which meant that they were only seeing each other. Now imagine them spreading that to each other and all of those things of that nature, and then the person responsible for the spark of that doesn't get 10% of the energy you had for somebody that said, I got a personal issue, I need to get out of here. That's all that happened.
Crazy.
He didn't spread COVID. He didn't lick no microphones. He didn't curse nobody out. He didn't do anything. He just said, yo, there's some stuff going on back at the crib. I need to bounce. I'm willing to leave 850 something thousand for the amount of games that I've missed, plus being fined 2 million and something.
For this thing.
For this thing.
Oh, but he was at a family party without a mask. The other guy licked mics.
He's willing on camera.
But you lot all tweeting about, but there's pictures and videos of him not wearing a mask with his family.
It will never make sense to me. It will never make sense. It will never make sense. And I'm really done with Stephen A. Smith. I can't watch you do this to our people. If you don't care about our people, I care. I don't understand how you have this much energy for them. It don't make no sense. You've never justified it. And all the philanthropy, I'm saying the word wrong.
Another one.
Right? All the charity work and the giving and the help that Kyrie Irving has been doing and is doing, and we found out that he's providing for George Floyd's family, he's paying for HSBCUs, HSBU, sorry, for black colleges specifically, giving out food for the poor, donating. You're not going to hear Stephen A talk about that.
No, the world has a problem with that.
You're not going to hear him have the same energy for something positive than he would for something that he perceived was negative. Without calling him, without talking to him, without finding out what was going on, without anything. And you're a journalist. You could definitely get your hands on one of these players and get him to talk before you went and did what you did. But you didn't do that. You decided to go on airways, on public, and say what you said. At least when we talk, we're talking from a certain place. You're not gonna hear me tell someone like, I don't know, Jay-Z to retire. Who bore me?
I would never talk like. Imagine all my Drake like little disses in here. Imagine like, oh yeah, he should just not rap.
Never. That can't come out of my mouth, regardless of what my opinion is.
Really?
Regardless of what my opinion. If you ever hear me criticize Jay, it's just from a musical standpoint. It's all love. I know he's one of the best rappers ever to touch a mic. I know this stuff.
Tell him not to feed his family.
But to say something like, oh, you know what? Since Jay-Z's not putting out an album in the last couple of years, he might as well just retire. What? What, bro? That don't even sound right.
The entitlement to people's lives and choices and oh my god.
Horrible. So, I think we got our first BunDat. Stephen A. Smith. BunDat. We out of there, bro.
Yo.
Sorry. You clearly don't care. You did this with Kaepernick too, man. You did this with Kaepernick. You did this with KD when he moved to the Golden State Warriors.
The KD thing, he just had all these lies, these sources, and then KD was like,
"Nah, that ain't happening."
You know my people.
Like,
and then he starts to double down on his lies.
Come on,
he's
bro.
He's a weird.
Come on, bro.
You know all that energy, all that stuff. You know that's a grown man. All this gossip.
He's supposed to be an OG.
That's a grown man,
bruh.
It's weird.
I'm tired of that. So we off that. Kyrie, whatever's going on with you, man, you got our prayers, you got our thoughts, we supporting you. It might not even be for Kat. It might be for someone he knows. It might be a mental thing. I think it's partly mental because he referenced that too. I think something's up.
Prayers up to the Kyrie Irving family.
100%. We had to do that.